It is true. There is not really any major conflict whatsoever. You have family in Portland.
I do.
And what was their take on when you called and said, "Is everything okay?"
They didn't even know anything was happening.
Right.
But to be fair, they're focused on crocheting. So
as
Right.
is most people in
And
Portland.
Yeah.
It's a very crochet
It's about to be
forward
winter.
kind of city.
it is.
Yeah.
to-
I'm
It's
making a
true.
dream catcher.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's lovely.
Yeah.
What's lovely to me is the thought that you're still capable of dreaming.
I kind of, as I said it, as it came out of my mouth, I was like, "Oh, fuck,
Yeah.
fuck, Michael."
Hi, everybody. This is Have I Got News for Your Ears, the extension of the Have I Got News for You cinematic universe. And if I'm a little flustered today, it's because we're changing things up. Not only am I joined by producers Jim Biederman and Jodi Lennon, but we have a special guest with us. Our guest from last episode, Akilah Hughes, is here. Hi, Akilah.
Thanks for having me.
Hi.
Wow,
Oh,
applause.
we've never
I
applauded on the show either.
I feel like I owe it to the audience to explain why you're here, is that Akilah just moved from L.A. and she doesn't have any place to live. So she's
Right.
been living in our offices for the last 4 days.
Yeah.
So that's why she's here.
It's also why I'm not wearing black. I don't have any more clothes.
Right. It's laundry day, and we have no laundry facilities in the building.
So.
Wait, you just moved from L.A. What were you? Why did you come back?
Well, great question. I came back to New York because I love New York. I'm not an Angelino. I gave it 6 years. I did my nickel. It's just like
The nickel.
the weather is not good enough, is what I'd
Right.
say. You
Yeah,
know?
when people always say to me, because I lived there for 8 years, and they're like, "But the weather's just so good." It's like, it is in Fiji too.
Right.
Why don't we go there? Why don't we set up a film and television industry in Fiji?
Yeah, my asshole response to the weather's so good is, well, I'm not old enough to move anywhere for the weather, so.
Hold on a second. Why don't we set up a television production facility in Fiji?
Why don't we?
Why don't we do that?
I've never really taken it seriously. I've never taken my asshole comment seriously.
Right. It's
Yeah.
not- it's not
But
a
welcome
challenge.
back to New
Thank
York.
We
you. I
love having people come back to New York.
I mean, we're supposed to be here. People are supposed to be here. it's a
That's
great
how the
place.
city was built.
And that's why it's so affordable, because everybody's supposed to be here.
Supposed to, yes.
Well, speaking of Trump's America,
good.
segue. Trump is deploying various, what would the right word be? Military,
Yeah, military units.
but also, I mean, I guess National Guard, obviously.
That's
Marines,
military.
yes, but ICE.
Paramilitary?
No.
Military, unregulated militia.
Unregulated militia. You're right. It is military. No, that would be police enforcement.
I guess so. I mean, the
that-
difference is negligible to me. They're walking around with big guns,
Wait,
and they're tossing people to the ground and throwing them in vans. So whether you want to call that police or military, you know,
I have a
tomato,
stupid-
tomato.
I have a dumb question.
Go ahead.
Jodi, do you ever
no,
have anything
such
but?
thing. No such thing.
This is where the song plays. Jody's dumb question.
Let me
What
write
does
that down.
ICE stand for?
Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't dumb.
They're not doing that much
I can't remember
customs
anymore. We're
enforcement
just,
these
we're
days.
just saying it.
They're enforcing tariffs at customs, but that's about it.
I couldn't remember.
Trump is taking all these paramilitary forces and essentially invading
Creating a conclave. Why call it an invasion when
Conclave.
we could call it a
the
conclave?
conclave. The next pope is going to come out of this.
Yes.
So Oregon, Portland, Chicago. Obviously, I think there's still a presence in California.
I think
Yeah, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
DC,
then-
they're still in, right?
Yeah.
Memphis?
They
I
were
don't know
going
if it's
into
happened
Memphis.
yet. I don't know if it's happened yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen any.
But here's a clip, kind of breaking it all down.
This evening, under President Trump's command and orders, the National Guard is being mobilized in Portland to protect and defend ICE officers and federal property and to empower our federal law enforcement to make mass sweeping arrests of the Antifa rioters, insurrectionists, and assault that has taken place against the federal government. And we will then be seeing in short order the deployment of National Guard to support our ICE officers in Chicago.
He's such a. He sounds like a mean girl.
Like a valley girl.
Yeah.
He's like, and then when
I've
the
just
ICE
instructed the
comes-
National
know-
Guard.
I noticed
to
this.
go into Portland.
The first time 2 days ago, he ends his like he's asking a question.
He's from the
Yeah, it's
valley,
like-
He does
right?
up talk.
He's totally from the valley. Well, Santa Monica. But he's like, so we're going to stop them?
So mad at these immigrants?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Stephen. Are you asking me a question? Or?
Yeah.
These Antifa
No.
are like so bad.
Insurrectionists, and also his pocket square was just the inside of his pocket. I don't know if you guys caught that, but it's like clear
Oh.
that he wanted to look like more regal.
Oh,
and they're
we
like,
have to look
just
back at
pull
They
that.
it
pulled it out?
Oh, there it is. Oh, you're saying
Oh,
he
it's
just,
the
he just
lining.
Pulled out the
lining?
lining.
Yeah, it's just the lining.
Probably
of this.
is.
This man's a clown. You're right,
He's a total clown.
and he's in his 30s allegedly.
Is he in his 30s?
That's what they're
30.
saying.
Oh, it's 30 centuries. It's 30 centuries.
So it's all proclamation. It's all, well, the president did this and we're doing that. No discussion about the legality of any of it. And it's, particularly with Portland, there's question as to whether Trump is watching like 5-year-old videotape from 2020 when there were protests, by the way, that he caused, and that he still thinks it's burning.
Yeah, that's right.
And so this is his.
But does it matter?
I
No,
don't think so.
no. It's not that whether it matters or not. It's that he's so delusional that he thinks it's happening.
It's impossible, though, to know what he actually believes about anything.
Right.
So whether he really thinks Portland is burning or whether he's just saying that, who knows? Who cares?
Well, we don't really think he's sending people there because there's problems. Like, aren't they just trying to control everybody?
No, I
So-
think they're trying to create problems. So then, therefore, it just becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We went there. There was all these riots.
That's
and look
very
what happened.
cynical. I don't like that, Jim.
What don't you like about it? I think that's a really good idea.
You bring up a really good point. Like, we're sort of talking about the fact that they're there, but nobody's really talking about the fact that this is completely illegal,
Yeah.
unconstitutional, and now we're in a situation where Newsom and Pritzker are in legal fights, and there's a lot of talk about like the police maybe fighting the National Guard.
Yes.
Maybe it's like, maybe the FedEx guys are going to be fighting the UPS guys.
They already do.
In the streets.
They already do. They do out front of my building.
It's going to be so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, like all the conditions are here right now for like a low-level civil war.
Yeah.
Or I should say a slightly higher level civil war than
Yeah.
the low-level civil war we're already in.
Yeah. Along those lines, it is kind of what is this self-fulfilling prophecy of creating civil strife.
Of course.
Here's a clip along those lines.
But that plan to send in the troops to Portland is now on hold. A federal judge temporarily blocked the move after the city and state sought a restraining order. The Trump-nominated judge ruled the protests were too small to merit the deployment and interfered with state sovereignty.
Have you seen like the people outside that ICE facility in Portland? There's maybe 30 people there.
Yeah.
Right.
Half of them are in inflatable costumes.
Right.
Right.
Some of them were naked that one time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very, none of these people are like presenting an actual like backlash
Right.
in any like measured way. But I think what's weird is like the Trump administration isn't acting like they're up for, like the midterms
Right.
or a future election. Like they're acting like, and so forever this is what's going to be. And I'm like, everyone hates this. No
Yeah.
one is happy.
Yeah. And yet, how do
No
Stephen
one.
Miller's happy.
Yeah, Stephen Miller, he counts for how many votes?
Potentially all of them.
a
That's
good
the scary
point.
thing.
That's
2 or 3?
actually
His
true.
wife, his baby.
Yeah.
That's 3.
That's at least
and
one.
him.
And he's in California, or does he now in D.C.?
He's
Where
in
does
D.C.
he vote?
He's in
Okay.
D.C.
So did they even get a vote?
They do. No, you're good point. Good point.
So really-
Good point. His vote doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it's true. There is not really any major conflict whatsoever. You have family in Portland,
I do.
and what was their take on when you called and said, "Is everything okay?"
They didn't even know anything was happening.
Right.
But to be fair, they're focused on crocheting. So
As
Right.
is most, most
Yeah.
people in
And
Portland.
Portland.
Yeah.
It's a very crochet
It's about to be
forward
winter.
kind of
Yeah.
city.
it is.
Yeah,
It's
I'm making a
true.
dream catcher.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's lovely.
Yeah.
What's lovely to me is the thought that you're still capable of dreaming.
I kind of, as I said it, as it came out of my mouth, I was like, "Oh fuck,
Yeah.
fuck, Michael."
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you say about this at this point. It's like we're almost talking around it because it's so scary and absurd and chaotic.
Yeah.
And they're already shooting people in Chicago.
Yeah.
We're already seeing tons and tons of stories of citizens being detained, people who are legally here being detained. I read a story about somebody who has been here since they were 7 months old, was adopted by American citizens, being detained. It's everything that the most alarmist of us were warning about before the election.
Yes.
And everybody said, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy.
Right. In Chicago, ICE invaded is the only word. A housing project, I think, and literally dragging children, 3-year-old children who are essentially naked out of their beds. They, what do you call it?
Zip-tied.
Zip-tied them, but also they arrived, they repelled, is that the thing?
Yeah.
From helicopters, which, by the way, just on a video game level, that's always fun. Right. But it's that they did that, and then also...
How psyched were they, though? Like
They never get to.
Yeah.
How psyched were they?
They're like, we haven't had a conflict where I get to come out of the helicopter in so long.
But they shock... What do they call it?
Flashbangs?
Yes, flashbang.
Tear
babies.
gas.
Knock down doors. The neighbors were saying the next day they just saw like the landlords or whoever dragging doors into the trash, like front doors of apartments into the trash because they were just demolished. And that's crazy.
It's crazy. It's criminal. It's assault. And I don't understand, like, do none of these people think they're going to face consequences?
That's exactly how it
But
seems.
the scary thing is, I think the answer is, yeah, they don't think they're going to face any consequences for this at all.
After all is said and done, because we are Americans and we only like the story for so long. We only like this TV show for so long. We'll get bored with it and it'll eventually change. We'll be worse the wear for it, but it will change. And at that point, can any of us go after Pam Bondi, Stephen Miller, for essentially breaking the law?
Well, this is I think the huge elephant in the room about this entire moment in time is that at what you said is exactly right. At a certain point, this will change. Look, I'm one of these alarmists. I'm one of these assholes who was screaming that things are going to be terrible.
I know. I read your fucking column.
So what I'm going to say is probably, alarming and probably not true, and I hope not true. But I'm of the sentiment currently that that America as we know it is done. It's over. Like it ended.
Yeah.
Trump ended it. That doesn't
Wait, so America the idea or America?
No, America as it has been construed for the last 250 whatever years is done. The Constitution essentially failed. We're living right now through a moment of a failed Constitution. And so there's a couple directions about where we can go at this point.
Right.
And I think the Trump Stephen Miller gang is counting on exactly what you're talking about, that people will get bored. And so they're racing to do as much as they possibly can before people get bored to consolidate their power so that the institutions that would kick them out of power are so weakened by that point.
Or invaded.
Sure. However, but they're clearly trying to consolidate their power before the American patience runs out.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Whether they can do that or not, who knows?
Right.
But my sense is because the original experiment is now over. Either they're going to succeed and consolidate their power, and we're going to enter into a very dark period of essentially authoritarian rule, or at a certain point, this movement will be so discredited that the American population en masse will turn around and say, whoa, 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 this is way out of control. Hopefully that happens before a civil war. But if that happens, if they get so discredited, and they have to, then we have an opportunity, I think, to, what was it? Biden's thing, Build Back Better.
Yeah, we'll build back mediocre at this point. We're like, can we just get back to bad?
Jimmy Cricket, Build Back Better, Jimmy, whatever.
But to do that, to your original question, will require those prosecutions.
Correct.
But those prosecutions can only happen once MAGA has been so thoroughly discredited.
Right.
Because otherwise what you're doing is inviting more civil war.
Yeah.
Oh, a backlash against
Yes.
it. Right.
Because you don't want to get into a situation where it becomes tit for tat. If a Democrat's in office, then they're prosecuting all their, political enemies. If the Republicans are in, they're prosecuting all the political enemies. I understand the Republicans think that was already happening.
Yeah.
But the fact is, Trump was and is a crook and a criminal. Those people they prosecuted were crooks and criminals.
Right. I mean, I have a different theory. My theory is that Republicans have a celebrity problem, and Trump is like the only real Republican celebrity, which I think is why like the Charlie Kirk situation was such a big deal for them, because he was sort of like, oh wow, there might be somebody next, there might be a celebrity.
And I would also argue that he was also really important because he raised $122 million a year for the Republican Party.
Exactly right, and like evangelicals and all of that.
Yeah.
And so, I guess like the truth is there someone coming next after Trump?
Oh,
that
yeah.
is actually charismatic.
Are you
and
kidding
like,
me?
Who's worse?
J.D. Vance?
But no, here's the thing. I don't think that Republicans. I see that sarcasm.
So you're saying they have a secession?
Well, I think
problem.
that so we talk about Americans getting bored with the show.
Yeah.
I think that they will get bored with Republicans if Donald Trump is no longer.
Right. Sure.
And so I think that like this is an 80-year-old man, and maybe he is just like immortal, and we will always be dealing with him as president. But I think that there is a future where people are like, oh well, no one here is charismatic enough to carry this message anymore. So I think we better, listen to these other people, because like there's no shortage of.
So here's the question though.
Yeah.
Because if they want, I think you're right to I agree with you, but for that brand as it's currently constructed, the line of succession has to be sort of ultra MAGA.
Yeah.
Or the whole thing comes crumbling down.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's the nature of, and I'm sorry, I'm going to use the word fascism.
Yes.
It has to
Why
constantly.
are you sorry you're going to use the word?
Because I feel because the backlash against that word is so profound, but it is the correct word.
Well, it is a form of government. It is a
Yes.
form of government to say it's like, well, come on now. It's like no, it's like being a Democrat or a Republican.
It is. Somebody phrased it like this: like there's the difference between the intention and the regime, and right now the intention is more fascistic than the regime,
Sure.
but it's heading towards that direction.
Right.
And the nature of fascism is that it constantly has to ratchet up. There always has to be a bigger emergency, a bigger problem, another other out there that they can attack. And so that line of succession
to maintain their power.
Yes, and so that line of succession has to be essentially Stephen Miller.
Yeah,
Right.
And
Versus Charlie Kirk.
Right, and like that's a big loss for them. And then you also have to account for like the economy is not doing well.
Right.
So how long are people going to put up with this while they can't afford Christmas presents? Because like it's Amazon Prime Day as we are ordering stuff, and they're saying that no one's buying anything on Amazon.
I would argue in 2016, and I did, and I got no one
No
liked
one
to hear
listened,
what
and
no
that's
one
why we're
again. Fascism. So that 2016, the Trump win, particularly in the states, the Electoral College win for him, was not economic anxiety.
No, of course not.
It was.
I like that you looked me
That
in the
was your
eye. I'm
original
like,
thought,
No,
Jim?
no,
He's
no.
right.
You came up with that?
You know what? No, but that was the after the election.
Yeah,
that's
what the
people,
New York Times like to sell to
Oh, I
everyone.
know.
Exactly. So the thing
launder.
is, I cannot say it over and over. I said it all the time. No, it's racism and it's misogyny,
Yeah.
and it's like it's just that's what it is. And
So
'cause
it's
the
just
average-
the cool stuff. Okay,
Just
Jim.
woke America.
yeah, exactly, just the cool stuff. So but because when they did a study of the salaries of people who voted for Trump in 2016, median average was $75,000. That's not economic anxiety.
No.
Not at all.
And so again, we like to play this game like, well, it's the economy, stupid, and it's like, well, in normal times it is.
Yeah.
It isn't again.
But think about 2020. I think between COVID and everybody losing their jobs,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
were like, you know what? I'm done with him.
Yeah, but wait a minute. What do you think would have happened if COVID hadn't happened?
He would have been reelected.
100%.
Yeah.
But I think like him fumbling that, he
Massive.
fumbled it bad.
Massive,
Yeah.
massive.
Like he didn't even want to sign those checks, which is I think
Right.
the craziest thing about
Yeah.
the rewrite. But in
Yeah.
any case, I just think that like people really, the farmers are whining on cable news now.
Yeah.
Like they are
Yeah.
like, hey, nobody's
Yeah.
buying our soybeans and no one can pick them because you deported
Right.
everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
So how much longer are they gonna?
Well, apparently
soon as he
air
gets the
traffic
check,
controllers didn't show up yesterday in
Right.
Burbank.
I saw
Burbank.
that at all.
Hours.
At Bob Hope
That's
Airport?
the one.
Yeah.
Those planes land themselves.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
But can somebody explain to me? I'm sorry for changing the subject, but if air traffic controllers don't show up, how does the airport function because they didn't shut the
It's like
airport.
if a tree falls in the
Wait, what do you mean?
Like the airport wasn't shut down, is
Right,
my
right.
understanding.
Oh, well, you can still get coffee.
Auntie
Honestly,
Anne's?
Michael, sometimes I really question your understanding of business.
I
I wonder if they
apologize.
like reroute to LAX.
Did they? Is that what
They
happened?
what I
must
just
have. They
assumed.
must have.
Or
I
like a small.
think-
I was
regional-
under the impression that they continued to land.
That's
Oh,
wild.
I didn't think they were landing.
They're just looking at each other out the rear view like,
You
you
go.
go ahead. Put on your turn
Yeah,
signal.
a lot of this. We'll go around.
Let
we'll
me
go
merge.
around.
Let me merge.
They're all like, switch to channel 3, where we can all just talk and figure
Then
it
a lot
out.
of this. Like, fuck you, asshole. Yeah, go ahead.
People about to land just coming back up because someone's coming
Someone's
in.
cutting them off.
I used to fly into Burbank a lot, and that is a scary
Small.
airport to land and take off because it's so in the middle of.
Yeah, you're surrounded by shakies and muffler shops as you're coming in.
Yeah, I'm always like, ooh, we are.
Oh, shakies. We hardly knew ye.
I know you didn't pull any stories about this, so I'll just be the only one to mention it. There's an interstellar object flying through our solar system right now called 3I Atlas.
I've heard about it.
It is
I didn't expect this.
It's called 3I because it's the third interstellar object we've
Yes.
ever spotted after
Yeah.
Oumuamua, and
Yeah.
there was a comet that came through this year. 3I Atlas, originally described as a comet, but in fact it is displaying no properties that a comet traditionally displays.
Correct.
Now, it is currently right over Mars on its way out of the solar system because of the government shutdown. NASA
Oh, right.
cannot take the photos that they need to determine what this thing is. It's the size of Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's doing all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It's green.
Sick.
It's green.
Lime? Like 90s green?
Algae,
Kind of
algae,
lime green.
Algae green.
No, kind of like lime green,
I love
which
that.
isn't unheard of in comets. But anyway, it's a very, very unusual thing. But NASA cannot take the photos and publish them for the public right now. Thankfully, the European
That's
Space
what I was
Agency.
going to ask.
Yes,
Like,
there
there are other people
yes.
in the world.
Russia's going to
So
put out their
who's-
propaganda of it.
Yes.
Who's photographing it?
The European Space Agency, and I think there might be a Japanese agency or a Chinese agency that's doing it as well. So we should see photos of it relatively soon, and there's a lot of speculation as to what it could be because it's not a traditional comet.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a UFO.
I was wondering when you were going to get to that.
Yes, it's a
Right,
UFO.
You want it to be a UFO so badly. I always love that it's the size of Manhattan. Everything's
Yeah,
always,
it's always-
the size of Manhattan.
No, but this thing is remarkably large for a comet, so much so that they don't think there's kind of enough interstellar debris
around it.
for it to make sense that it shouldn't exist if it's a comet. It's an alien mothership. It's a scout.
Why
Well,
would
you know
they
what?
ever come and
You know
fix
what,
anything?
Michael?
I know.
Bringing
Well,
it back
maybe
down
they
to
are.
earth.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim wants to bring it back down to earth. And Jim, I recognize
Yeah.
that you said that, and it was very funny.
Thank you.
The president is now looking to deploy the California Guard in Portland. This after being blocked from using the Oregon National Guard. But the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, saying not so fast. Newsom announcing he will now be suing the Trump administration over the plan, saying, quote, "This isn't about public safety. It's about power."
True, but my question is our only recourse now to sue people?
Yeah.
Well, thank goodness that's our recourse. Because
But
what's
is it
the
the only-
alternative? Yes, what
Well,
else are you going to do?
well, it's not
yeah,
the
yeah.
They're not-
only recourse.
Michael doesn't like that. He doesn't like that kind of talk.
You could also just be mean. You know, I didn't say
Yeah.
do anything.
Michael doesn't like that kind of talk.
I mean, I guess you could arm wrestle. Like, I guess there's other ways
Yeah.
to settle it. But
You could trip
but,
them.
But the law, but our legal system seems to be the best way as long as it's holding, which is an open question now that they're blowing up judges' houses.
Yeah, and the Supreme
And it
Court.
might have just been an accident. Maybe it was just an accident.
That story is crazy.
Maybe there was popcorn being made and the house
Maybe.
just went
That's true.
ablaze.
and the,
like
and the
that.
house just exploded. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know this story, Jodi?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
It's that South Carolina
Yeah.
judge who.
By the way,
ruled-
I have a question though
Yeah.
before you go. Was that her house or her
Her beach house.
Okay.
The South
Then I don't
Carolina
feel so
judge
bad.
ruled
I don't
against
feel so bad if
Trump
it's okay.
on something recently, and this weekend her house essentially blew up. She was walking on the beach. The house went up in flames. Her husband and grandchildren were in the house. They had to jump out. It's being investigated, obviously, and obviously there's a lot of suspicion around it.
Did anyone see Jake Tapper and Donald Trump text exchange?
I heard about
They
it.
were
I haven't even
texting.
heard about this. Tell me everything.
Here we go.
Over the weekend, I had a quick text interview with President Trump. focused mainly on his proposed peace proposal or ceasefire proposal with Hamas and Israel. I asked him, if Hamas insists on staying in power in Gaza, what happens? The president wrote back, complete obliteration.
I'm just glad he wore his nice Eagles sweater to tell us that Gaza was going to be blown off the map.
I mean,
Jake
just
loves the
enjoy your Sunday.
Yeah, he's like, I guess
What
if I have to clock
do
in.
text?
He's a newsman.
Yeah, I agree
They
with that.
don't stop.
I agree with that. But I love the fact that with all due respect to CNN, you know how much we love CNN.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the closest anyone at CNN is going to have, other than
Getting
Caitlin
an
Collins,
interview.
getting an interview with.
Well, of course, there's speculation that he wasn't texting with Trump because
right.
Trump doesn't text.
Right.
He couldn't pronounce obliteration or spell
That's
it.
true.
He'd be like,
Was there
That's a really
punctuation
good-
at the end of the sentence?
There was one
Was
explanation.
it in caps?
Got all caps.
Obliteration.
Complete obliteration.
So,
I mean,
acetaminophen.
Tapper's getting some flack because there's no way to verify that he was actually talking to the president, and for him to present it like he was talking to the president is maybe slightly, I don't want to say disingenuous, but he just doesn't know, and he should have, I think, said
But
that.
don't you think he knows?
I don't think he knows. How would he know? He's texting a number.
He's Jake Tapper. He is presenting this information.
And where's the real text? That was an
Jake
animated
Tapper,
text someone
guys.
made. I could have made that video. Where's the I want to see the emoji he uses for Trump's face. I want to see the full thread before that.
You want to
That's
see the
true,
3
too.
dots
Yeah.
as he's typing and retyping.
And then it
Yeah.
stops. You're like, oh no,
thinking
maybe it'll
about
still
it.
come through. Here's the second part of it.
I asked, when will you know if Hamas is truly committed or just stringing the world along? And is Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu on board with ending the bombing, as you called for, and whatever else you need him to do to make this peace proposal a reality? The president wrote back, yes on Bibi, soon on rest.
I think if you could hear the voice of the texting, it would sound like this. Yes on BB, complete obliteration.
You know who you're doing.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I told him yes on BB.
Exactly.
He's buying it.
So do you think he just handed his phone off to somebody?
Yeah.
Tapper's
He doesn't have a
texting
phone.
me.
I
He
think,
has 7 phones.
I think he probably. I'm guessing that was Stephen Miller.
So then.
But who
You
knows?
think it was
So-
Stephen Miller?
That's my guess, but I don't know.
So then on CNN grabs the story, and here's the kind of.
I also asked the president, how do you think the government shutdown is going to end? He said, good, we are winning and cutting costs big time. I asked a few other questions on text, still waiting for a response on those, Mr. President.
He didn't say anything about the election being stolen in 2020. I don't buy it.
Nothing about Tylenol.
Right. Toilets flushing the 80 times.
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever.
And I'm sitting there in the shower. It's drip, drip, drip. My beautiful hair. What a dick.
Yeah.
Trump did a speech in front of was it a naval academy or was it
I think it was
a base?
Like a ship.
It was in Norfolk. It was in Norfolk.
It wasn't a ship?
It was on a ship, right?
I thought so.
Like that ship that Cher used when...
Yeah, when she was trying to turn back time.
Yeah.
Same one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Was
same
he
one.
also wearing the crocheted
Yeah,
fishnets
yeah.
with the butt hanging out?
Can I say something?
When he turned around.
He's got a great ass.
He does have a
His ass cheeks.
Yeah.
She has a tattoo
And then I
on
can
her
turn
butt
back
cheek.
time.
Wait, she has a tattoo on her butt?
I thought so.
I think she had it made for like it was a makeup thing.
Oh.
That's I think for that she.
I can't trust anything anymore.
I know.
They've been doing fake
Nothing's
everything's
real
CGI.
anymore. Here we go.
We had this horrible, horrible president who had no clue what the hell was happening. The chances of him walking down those stairs successfully were not good. And I have to be careful because one day I'm going to probably fall. No, the North Carolina women said that will never happen to you. I always say, walk down the steps nice and slow. You ever notice I do nice? I don't have to bop down the stairs. Walk nice and slowly.
I
like
love
they've sectioned off the North Carolina women to one area, and
Yeah,
they're
the
going,
only
no,
woman there.
No, that would never happen.
He's been talking a lot more about falling.
And death and mortality.
I have a little theory.
What's the parlay on next Friday?
All those
Over,
gold
under?
things in the Oval Office,
Yeah.
grab bars.
Yeah, they're all
They're just
That's
like
fantastic.
they're just little things he can latch onto.
Yeah, but there's
as
a
he
problem.
goes around the room.
There's a problem with that theory that I like the idea, but when you actually think about it, those things would come right off.
They're just
They're
such
held with those command stickers.
Yeah, they did put everything up with the
exactly.
strips.
You
Yeah.
pull down the strip at the bottom, it come right up.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
He's
they
gonna
can-
be grabbing the strip as he falls.
Oh no! So he goes and he does this speech, and he essentially calls it. I think he says this is a rally.
Yeah, he did. At one point, he did declare it a rally.
Which is like all you have to not say.
Oh, there's so much good from this. Yeah, here we go.
And please remember, I wrote about Osama bin Laden exactly 1 year ago, 1 year before he blew up the World Trade Center. And I said, you got to watch Osama bin Laden. But I said 1 year before to Pete Hegseth. I said 1 year before. Where's Pete? In the book, I wrote, whatever the hell the title, I can't tell you. But I can tell you there's a page in there devoted to the fact that I saw somebody named Osama bin Laden, and I didn't like it, and you got to take care of him. They didn't do it. A year later, he blew up the World Trade Center, so we got to take a little credit because nobody else is going to give it to me. You know the old story? They don't give you credit, just take it yourself. And it was the U.S. Navy that dumped his wretched corpse off the decks of the Carl Vinson to sink into the dark abyss.
What?
Okay, best part
To
about
the
couple
dark
things, couple questions I have. Did he write a book called I don't remember the name of this book, so fuck it? That wasn't
Yeah.
a mistake. That was
It's a very long title, but
sold like hotcakes.
I only know it by the acronym.
And
The President of the United States of America
Yeah.
giving a political rally
Right.
in front of the Navy to
Right.
celebrate the Navy's 250th anniversary.
Yeah.
It's all about him, his grievances, and the fact that he didn't get credit for knowing Osama bin Laden was going to blow up the World Trade Center.
yeah.
And they're all standing up, just to be clear. It's not like
They don't have a choice.
And what's
And they also had to wait an hour for him. He was late by
They
an
waited
hour.
some
90
footage
minutes.
where they're applauding. They're doing all the things they're not supposed to do, laughing
course.
at his asshole jokes.
But also, this is so similar to what happened the previous week. But a different leg of the military
yeah,
or
but they
the
didn't.
generals.
They weren't applauding. Or
No,
Yeah, the
I
generals
understand,
and-
but it's the same sort of banter, right?
Yeah.
Like he's just.
Rambling.
What is the point of
It's the- I'm
his
telling you,
conversation?
It's the
in front of
Rotary
these
Club.
people?
It's the fucking Rotary Club.
It's also just like, can you imagine if this was like any other event? Like you're at a wedding and they're like, so I got to talk, and it's like somebody who
Oh
just
my
rambles
God!
about
Somebody's
Osama.
drunk grandpa.
Right, because like, what does the Navy have to do with Osama bin Laden anyway? Like of all the military,
Oh well, because they dumped his.
They dumped his
what did they have?
His wretched corpse.
Wretched
Is that what
his
corpse,
wretched corpse
yeah.
into the abyss.
Yeah.
That's right.
bring me your wretched corpses.
your huddled masses, your wretched.
mean,
You're
next
need to be
week-
dumped off a ship.
He'll be in front of Boy Scouts or doing the same kind of banter.
Right, and whoever will
Oh,
listen,
for the
I
love
guess.
of God, do not let him go in front of Boy Scouts. So, Caitlin Collins of CNN, who I'm really starting to admire because she just doesn't give a fuck. She's going to ask the question come hell or high water. Asked President Trump this in the Oval Office.
The Supreme Court is back and said that they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're...
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
You know, I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what
They
happened?
said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it. I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it. So, but I'll speak. I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people who have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
But she was convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I'd have to ask DOJ. I didn't know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly.
First of all, Puff Daddy?
Puff Daddy. He
still
hasn't been
call-
Puff Daddy
still
in
calls
20
him
years.
Puff Daddy.
Yeah, he's like, Puffy called me on the phone.
Oh my
He
God.
paged me earlier. and
Very
he's like,
nice gentleman. Black man, I think.
Yeah.
named Puffy.
Yeah, friends with
Always
Biggie.
very nice to me. Always said very nice things about me.
She says repeatedly, she's a child molester.
The idea that he hasn't heard her name in so long.
Yeah.
When all he does
Right.
is watch cable news.
Yeah. Right.
When all anybody is talking about
Right.
is the Epstein files.
A month ago. I mean, it was everywhere a month ago.
She got moved under his watch.
Yeah,
Like, it's not like he's confused about who that was.
By the way, approved by his personal lawyer who now works at the DOJ.
Interesting.
I can see how he wouldn't hear about it.
Yeah, there's just a lot going on.
He's a busy guy.
Either he's just lying or he really is just gone.
I think he's going to pardon her. And I think
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
I
And
think you're
listen,
right.
maybe this will be, if we don't think that the economy is enough for people to flip on him, I do think people are tired of pedophiles. Generally speaking.
Yeah.
I think that people do not like the idea that she would
I've
get
had
out
it up to here with pedophiles.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for
It's
being
the line in the sand.
Yeah, finally.
I mean, I don't think there's an out for him.
No.
Even if he does pardon her.
Or it makes it worse.
Yeah.
It makes
Oh,
it
yeah.
So much
People
worse.
will not like that.
But I think he is at that delusional point and whatever.
Where he's thinking, if I pardon her, it'll go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least her name won't be in the news because she won't be
Right.
like a
No,
character.
I
and I'm
won't.
like, I think it will be. I think
Yeah,
people
yeah.
will notice.
But I think he thinks that he
When
can
she runs
control
for
that.
Senate,
when she goes to
then her-
Erewhon,
Yeah.
people are going to be like, what are you doing in here?
She's gonna be a great senator. I
Oh
think
my gosh.
it's
That's not far off.
Oh,
No.
please.
she.
guys.
I don't think she can because she's a British.
No, she's British.
Yeah. So so that's.
I mean, are there really rules?
Apparently not.
By proclamation, anyone
for
who
your-
likes me can run. I don't care where they're from.
I don't care if they're convicted sex traffickers.
It's fine.
Better even.
By the way, I hadn't heard that. But okay, if you say so.
Akilah,
right.
thank you so much for coming on. Have I
Thank
got news for your
you.
ears?
Thank you
what
for
a,
having
what a
me.
tremendous addition to the show.
I had a
hope you'll
blast.
replace Jim.
Okay, well, I won't, but I'll come back whenever.
And now you're gonna play a game.
I'm going to talk to an audience person, and we're going to play a game. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Here to play a game is an audience member from last week's taping of Have I Got News for You? Her name is Verna. Hi, Verna.
Hello, Michael.
Where are you joining us from today?
I am joining you from Governor's Island in New York City.
It looks like there's college banners behind you. Is that related to your work?
I'm a college and career counselor.
So I'm going to take that as a yes.
That is an absolute.
For somebody like me, B student who wants to be an actor, doesn't have great SATs, but maybe a good essay, where would you suggest I go?
SUNY Purchase,
SUNY Purchase, great,
Right
great
off-
suggestion.
right off the top.
And in fact, Verna, in 1988, when I graduated from high school, I did apply to SUNY Purchase. So you've already won the game today. All right, we're going to play a game called Lie Curious.
Okay.
The rules are very simple. I'm going to give you 3 facts about a celebrity.
Okay.
You tell me which of the 3 is true. Here are 3 facts about Geraldo Rivera.
Oh,
Our facts are:
okay.
1, he interviewed a family of extraterrestrials.
Okay.
2, he spends a minimum 20 hours a week in a sauna. And 3, he was the first to air the Zapruder film of JFK's assassination. Which of those 3 are true? Interviewed a family of extraterrestrials. What do you think?
I don't know why, but I'm thinking that's the one.
It sounds right, doesn't it?
Because it's Geraldo. Like, I think that's the one.
He had that daytime talk show forever, right? Entirely possible. There was a family that came on that claimed to be extraterrestrials, and he interviewed them. All right, so he spends a minimum of 20 hours a week in a sauna. Plausible. That's a lot of time in
That's
a sauna,
a lot of
though.
time. See, personally, I have an AC running right now. I need cooler. So just 20 hours in the sauna. I can't picture it. That's me.
Okay, so we're gonna take that one off, and then he was the first to air the Zapruder film of JFK's assassination. Now, how old is Geraldo? He's in his 70s.
Is he that old? Oh wow.
Yeah.
My mind went older.
Oh, you thought he was older?
I did, just because.
Wait, I'm gonna look it up. We'll play a game within the game. How old do you think Geraldo Rivera is?
I don't know why, but my mind just went to early 80s.
Okay, early 80s. I'm going to take the under. I'm going to say he's exactly 70 6.
Okay.
82. You are correct. So so he would have been probably the right age as a young reporter, right? Conceivably.
Conceivably.
But you want to stick with number 1?
I think I'm going to stick with number 1, only because at this point it feels like it might have been a little early in his career to air such footage.
What is that sound that we hear behind you?
So I work in a high school that has a maritime theme, and we use a foghorn for the bell system.
I love that.
And we're safe until the rest of the segment is done, because that doesn't happen again for another 47 minutes.
But what a treat, though, to hear a foghorn. The first time we've heard a foghorn on the podcast. You're going with number 1. Here is the answer.
Okay.
Geraldo Rivera was the first to air the Zapruder film. He aired Abraham Zapruder's home movie of the JFK assassination on his show Goodnight America in 1975, 12 years after the assassination.
Wow.
So I was with you. I actually thought extraterrestrials was the most plausible.
That's saying something.
Right? That's saying something about our opinion of Geraldo Rivera, which is, maybe unfair and unfortunate. But he did have that show for a very long time.
I don't know if it's unfair, but it is unfortunate. I'll say that.
Verna, thank you so much for coming on Have I Got News for Your Ears. You were a great guest.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to my pod partners in crime, Jodi Lennon and Jim Biederman, and to our terrific guest and my new best friend, Akilah Hughes. Don't miss an episode of Have I Got News for Your Ears. Follow us on Apple, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. Even better, watch the Vodcast on Spotify or on the Have I Got News for You YouTube channel.